what I'm gonna call the skating rink building. What do you
Okay.
call that now? The activities building, or what do you call that building now?
Activity Center, I think.
Activity Center.
Yeah.
That was commercial exhibits
Okay.
all up through there. Big, long tents. I mean, man, I don't know how long that tent was.
Well, and there was a picture, and I know because there were a couple different where it looked as though they had displays in a tent, but probably outside too, of some products. And then Farm Bureau had a huge, kind of a tent kind of a thing where they had I saw some of those, and I thought, and again, now this is in the '70s, but still, even then, I'm sure it was before that. But again, that was all before there were rides. You were saying that was all commercial.
Well, you can't imagine what that was all about.
Yeah.
Like I said, our core group is not real.
Yeah.
They're not real adventurous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But understand that I support 100%.
Oh yeah.
But what I was trying to convince, my position was that having amusement rides is not having a carnival.
Right.
I was and am still opposed to having a carnival.
Right.
But I think having the amusement rides is a draw to the fair.
Elmer Crone, I think, or either her dad John was president of the Center Association.
Okay.
And I think he bought it for $160,000, if I remember.
And that was
Everything in the back.
they bought it from the government, probably, or
No. They bought it from J. McCarty, didn't it?
oh,
Seed
okay.
Company.
Oh, okay.
See, McCarty bought that, and then it was a buying point for white corn. White.
Now, when you
corn.
say buying point, what do you mean by that?
Everybody brought white corn there and sold
Oh,
it.
okay.
They dried it. The big fan that Siam plays with, pulls with tractors.
Right.
That was used in the back to air dry 6 or 8 grain bins.
Oh wow.
It had a big electric motor on it, and it had tubes of air, like ductwork in this house.
Right.
And that blew air through. I still talk to guys that said when they were young, they hauled corn down from Vincennes on old trucks.
Yeah.
And the old trucks, they didn't want to run in the darkness, so they'd come down the night before and sleep in the truck overnight and get unloaded the next morning and drive back to Vincennes and get another load and do the same thing.
Yeah.
But they remember sitting in line.
So that's what they did back there.
But McCarty wanted to sell it.
Yeah.
Well, then here come Jack and George Schlinsker. And I had just got a backhoe, and Tommy Strupp was coming of age.
Yeah.
And he and I teamed up, and with Jack and of course the Schlinskers.
Right.
And her dad.
Yeah.
Brought a tractor and loader and trucks, and we hauled concrete and dirt and dug and leveled and burnt and cleaned it all up.
Okay.
And have what we have today.
And that was also past the bunkers, past those woods, that back area back there.
Yeah. Well, then as dirt was needed, as we enlarged the arena, there was a time when the tractor pull was so great that distance was the issue.
I tell you another thing that when I was president that we started that I'm really proud of, and I got the Steinkools and English and I forget who all was involved with it, but I talked them into shocking some wheat.
Okay.
And bringing the old steam engine up, and we actually thrashed wheat.
Yeah.
At that, there
right.
at the fair.
Right.
And of course, we see what's happened with that.
Right.
I mean that sparked interest, and my gracious, that show's got to be one of the best antique machinery displays anywhere around.
Right.
I mean it's huge now.
Right.
But that all started with that. Those guys being willing to shock some wheat and brought that big old steam engine over there.
Right.
And we actually thrashed wheat. It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was so. That was. I remember that so well, and course, then the second year it got bigger and
Right.
better, and,
Right.
and well,
Right.
it's,
Right. Yeah.
today it's just incredible the display they've got over there.
So then, as your kids got involved, then did you become more involved in any kind of a leadership? Did you help with
Yeah.
the club or?
I was never, so to speak, a 4-H leader,
Okay.
but I was superintendent of the dairy department at the fair for probably more years than I want to say, but probably close to 35, 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And so of course, when you're in that position, you get to meet and become more familiar with all the kids that are involved in dairy.
Well, you do. You become familiar with the kids, and trust me, we got some wonderful kids in Vanderburgh County.